Hello everybody, happy Friday, hope you're doing very well, and today I've got something really cool to show you. It's arrived in this rather large box here, and you can almost see the club initials there if you look at it quite specifically. So it's one that I bought directly from the club, and it's taken a while to get here, maybe like a month or so, and I had absolutely no indication that it was shipped. It just, came home from work one day and it was there outside my door, which was great because that definitely could have gone missing. But luckily, no one took it, and I get to show you what is inside. It's a large box, and inside there is a slightly smaller box, so it's another box shirt that I'm going to be able to sort of display above like those there. So let's get it open, and yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. I might need to use some scissors possibly, unless I can just, yep, there we go. Right here then, let's see what is inside. We have a lot of that stuff, so that's made it a little bit secure. An invoice, which I'm sure you'll be very interested in seeing. And then, let's get this aside. Ooh, there it is. How about that? That is very, very nice. Now again, can you figure out who that might well be? Does it say anything anywhere else? No, everything else on the box itself is just purely blank. So it's a black colour with this silver detailing going on there. That's cool. It's a good start. I presume it's going to be a sort of magnetic clasp. Yeah, there's some magnetism there. Here we go. First look for you guys. Ta-da! Ooh, so we've got some text, which is in French, which makes sense to me because they are not a French team, but they're exceptionally close to the French border. I mean, that gives away who it is there, doesn't it? So I may have to translate that at some point. What else we got in here? So we have the shirt, but not only that, we have, oh, my box is a little bit, there we go. So we have a newspaper. And then what else have we got? We've got okay, right, let's just get it all out and we can look at it one at a time. We've got some more stuff. Get it out, right. All done. So the first thing we have is, okay, just a piece of cardboard that says that. And then it just has a club name on the back. So that's wonderful. Then we have this thing, which looks like it pulls out into some sort of, there we go, a little graphic going on there. So what have we got? The history of the club, it seems. All old, new, current championship stuff. So obviously a lot of this will be much more meaningful to supporters of the club. But as a collector, it'd be quite interesting to look at it. Ooh, we've also got some stuff hidden away. So we've got, is that a sticker? I presume that's a sticker. All part of the same thing. And then again, another sticker. There we go. And then we have this sort of this newspaper, like a program, isn't it? Which again, I'm going to assume is going to be all in French. Yes, merci. So I might have to break out the old phone lens translation thing and have a read of it. That's really cool. I've had to do some research for this video, and that was quite interesting trying to figure out what was going on. But I hopefully in here it will sort of also add on top of that as well. So that's pretty cool. So again, for the fans of the club, it will be very, very cool. But we're here for one thing mainly, and it is the shirt. So let's have a look and see what it is we've got. And there it is. It's this burgundy colour, which is the traditional colour of this particular club. And there isn't anything going on with the exception of this on the back, which is I can only imagine that is the number celebrating the specific anniversary, 135 years of this particular club. Let's bring it around to the front. And there it is. Now, the keen-eyed viewer will notice there is no sponsor on this one. The club does have sponsors, but for this specific special shirt, they have kind of kindly said, we won't put our stuff on it to try and keep it as sort of traditional to the the older shirts that they're trying to represent. So I appreciate that. I generally go for sponsors, but I think the box for me kind of goes and usurps that a little bit. There is a little bit of embossed detailing, which again may or may not appear on the camera. That's pretty good the way it goes. And you do have an alternative crest. Again, we know what the club is by now based on what we've seen. And there it is. So there's not anything else. I don't think there was anything at the bottom, was there? Nope, just the Aero Ready technology. So I'll dress the mannequin and I'll explain to you what this shirt was released in aid of, and then a little bit about the club. So yeah. Right here then, and there is the shirt. I'm guessing we've all figured out who the club is. It is of course Servette, and this is their 135-year anniversary special edition shirt, which I bought directly from the club store. It's the only place you can do so. And it cost me £126 plus shipping, which was probably about £20 if I remember off the top of my head. So it's not a cheap shirt, not unsurprising. Usually when it comes to those box shirts, there is a premium when it comes to it. Now, it is still available at the time of recording in all sizes, so if after watching this you find it interesting, then you can possibly be able to grab them. Though bearing in mind it is limited to 1,890 pieces, so at some stage those most likely will all be gone. 1,890 or 1890 of course is the year of founding. It's pretty typical for clubs to release shirts based on the year of founding. It's usually a decent number to work to, though technically the football element of the club was founded in 1900 because it started out as a rugby club first, and they kind of transitioned to football as rugby wasn't as popular. So to me, the club is 125 years old. That's just a bugbear of mine. The football club, 1900, not 1890. But, you know, small details, I suppose. They come from Geneva, which of course means that this is a Swiss team. And that's the reason why I was kind of thinking it was going to be either in French or in German. It's probably going to be in French, which it was, because they're really nestled. Geneva's really nestled between two parts of France. So it makes sense that there's probably a heavy French-speaking community around in Geneva. So they play in the Super League, which is in the top tier in Switzerland, which has only recently been expanded to 12 teams. And this season, it's getting close towards the end, and they currently sit in second place, so it's a good season for them. The Swiss League, after I think 33 games, so it's maybe one more game away, splits into half. So you've got the top 6 and the bottom 6, and then they play each other. Sort of a way of extending it over to 38 and making it interesting. So I think Basel are quite a little bit ahead, so it's probably likely that they will win the league for the first time in since 2017. But the club will finish in second place, which is one better than what they did last year. Last year they finished in third place, so slight improvements, and I think also they won the Swiss Cup, so they're doing okay. Historically, they are in fact one of the most successful teams in the entire country. They are tied third with 17 league titles. Though you do have to go back to 1999 when they last won their last league title, so it's certainly overdue for this particular club. And like I said, obviously they've won the Swiss Cup, so it's not uncommon for them to win things. Now, this is a shirt manufactured by Adidas, as you can clearly see here. You've got the stripes, and then you've got the new Adidas logo going on there. It's fine, it's decent, and they also have an alternative crest. So usually they would have their traditional crest. For this one, with being a throwback, they've gone for this one. Now, it took me a while to figure out actually when this crest was used. It doesn't seem to mention it on like a Wikipedia or anything like that. And obviously the articles that were created from when this shirt was released, they just threw it out there showing photographs and didn't actually give you any information. Apparently, based on a sort of Servette fan webpage that I found, it suggests that this was actually worn from 1938 to 1974. That's when the club crest was used for this particular one. There were a few variations. But if you look at the graphic, it suggests at the top row you've got just general use of the crest. Below that you've got anniversary special crest. And then below that it mentions the actual shirt crest. And there is some text between those years, and it translates to there was actually no crest on those shirts. So the entire duration of this crest being used by the club, it actually didn't feature on a shirt based on what they're saying. So then if we use that information, it suggests that this was actually probably the first time it was present on a shirt. Again, I can't confirm that because I've not done a whole in-depth history review of the club, but it's certainly a possibility there. Now, also the other detailings on the shirt, as you saw towards the bottom, it's pretty plain, and then as you start getting to about midway, you've got some embossed details. So you've got firstly the 1890, the overall club's year of founding, and then you have a key and a bird, which is like 1/2 each of the coat of arms of Geneva, or the flag of Geneva. So that's obviously a sort of tribute to the area where the club was founded. Was this worn in a game? Yes, it was. It was worn against Yverdon Sport. I'm going to say that's how you pronounce it, which they lost 3-2. So they did lose a game, but it sounded like it was some sort of an interesting match there. And of course, that could have been the first time it was worn with that particular crest. As a Chelsea fan, we played Servette this season actually when we were qualifying for the Conference League. Yes, we had to qualify for the Conference League. And we won the first leg 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. And then we went back to Geneva. We actually lost 2-1. So luckily we were able to go through just from our first leg exploits. But that was quite an interesting one. And it kind of, as Chelsea fans, new manager, some new players, we were like, ooh, this could be a long season. And following on from that, of course, we knocked them out. They weren't playing in Europe. If you go on like Servette's social media stuff, like their TikTok accounts, there's a hell of a lot of stuff where they're talking about Chelsea. So if Chelsea and Servette win, over the weekend, they'll do a video of two characters holding hands saying, yay, we've won it. And if we both lose, two sad characters. So there's a little bit of a online friendships that's developed between the clubs there. So that's quite interesting. But that's really all there is to say about it. It's got a button collar. How exciting. So would it have been better to have a sponsor on? I don't know. If it would have been in the same colour, like it was an all burgundy out shirt, that would have been interesting. I think they're sponsored by MSC or something, so just whack that in there. Because, I mean, technically, it's plain here, so it maybe suggests that they were thinking possibly that's what was going to happen. But for me, always, the box usurps it, and you've got, considering that's on the floor, they're giving you some stuff there. Some of it is pretty basic, but some clubs will just do a special shirt and you get a box in the shirt. So fair play to them. So yeah, that's pretty good. Another one from Swiss teams. There's only 12 in the league. As I mentioned, it's been expanded. So it's a league that I can collect for. We could possibly get them all at some point. It's just that Swiss football clubs and shirts are rather expensive, such as this one here. I may have, though, already behind me a Swiss team to show you as well. So, we'll see what happens. But there we go. Let me know what you think. It's all right, isn't it? It's not the most amazing. And for me personally, I'm never a sort of maroon burgundy fan anyway. So regardless of what it is, I love the old crest. But yeah, it's definitely one that I'm kind of more happy that it's stored away in a box than sort of being hung up somewhere in person. So that's it, guys. Hope you have a great weekend ahead. Thank you as always for watching my videos. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.